Hi, sorry, extremely sorry. There's some network issue and we lost Divya. Just getting her back on. Just waiting for her. Divya, as soon as you are here, I'll add you. Hey, Sapna. Just got disconnected. We're just starting it back on. Waiting for Divya to come online. Thank you, Sapna. Hello. Hello, Shweta. Hi, Surbi. We lost the connection, so just waiting. Red hot. Yes, I could find. Adding her.
Sorry. It's so weird, right? It just got disconnected. So sorry about it, Divya. I don't know. No problem. I don't know who is, what is it, nothing.
Yeah,
I'm just
I was able to figure that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I sit here for all my life, so I know connection is not bad. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I'll start from where I stopped.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead.
yeah, so basically, I made a website. I made a Facebook page, which was
Yeah.
more to do with creative stuff, like what I create, and I do a whole bunch of artwork. So I do
Huh.
a lot of knitting and crochet and
Oh, wow.
embroidery and all kinds of things. Okay, so I was like, okay, maybe I make a page to have all of that and photography. And at that point of time, I had no idea that I will be getting into this as a business, right? I was just doing it to entertain myself. And I think exactly a year I quit HP and I was doing photography full time.
Mhm.
I was I gave it a shot because honestly I didn't have any liabilities at that point of time. I'm not married. I
Yeah.
didn't have a child. I didn't have any EMIs. So it was okay to take a risk at the age
Yeah.
of 29 to jump into something that you don't know whether you'll make enough money every month. So
Right.
that was how creation was born.
And we are so thankful you did start that.
I'm thankful too. I met so many people that I would have never met in HP. Like, you're
Yeah.
confined to your shop floor, and then, your
And
friends
a
become
fixed
your
schedule,
colleagues.
and yeah, get up at this time, come back at this time, and just keep redoing that cycle every day.
Yeah, and honestly, I tell you, for me, it is not even timings were never a problem. HP is pretty flexible in that way. You
Okay.
don't have to
Okay.
really come on time and go on
Okay.
time until you finish your work. So the work
Okay.
policies are very good. Like, of course, you have to create a good impression and you have to create a good, point of view and impression and all that. But it was okay. I could manage it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I took creation for full time. And
Nice.
as soon as I started taking pictures, I decided that I'll be a photographer, but I did not know what would be my niche. So I started off with friends and colleagues, their kids, and I started taking pictures of them. I realized that I
Mm-hmm.
like it, and then their friends started contacting me to take pictures of their babies. That's when I put a price tag to it. Like when I started charging them that, because then
Okay.
beyond that I don't want to do any more free. Like why to do free? Like
Yeah. Yeah. there's a lot of effort as well, that goes into
You've
it.
seen me. You know how much. I
Yeah.
have to run
Yeah.
around like a toddler.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any effect
So
on the weight loss, but there is a lot of effort. It is a physical job.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And coming to now particular areas of your interest in photography, like which are the areas that you are more interested in? You explore a lot. Would you like to share something on that?
Yeah, I like portraits, any sort of portraits. I like people. So I've always been a people person. I like to be in groups. I like to be in herds. It's also from the fact that I was raised in a joint family, so we were never like we never played with neighbors' children. Colony के बच्चों के साथ खेल के आ जाओ.
हाँ हाँ
That
हाँ.
was never a concept because we used to play with our was our friend circle. So I always had like people. Actually, I had to, or not unfortunately, but it was my choice to start living alone.
Mm.
So when I started living alone, I realized that when I'm not living in my house, I need a group outside. So I need people, and I appreciate how people are
Yeah.
different sorts of tastes and varieties and all of that. So I decided that yeah, portraits is an amazing, amazing thing because I look at a person and I find every human beautiful. And there'll be some aspect about everyone's faces which will spread so much of joy and positive energy. And when I started spotting those, I started wanting to take more pictures. Children are by far the best version of human beings, and this is my quote. I say it everywhere. I'm like, they are the
Undoubtedly.
cutest, innocent, and their laughter is not fake. You have to make
Yeah.
them laugh, you have to tell their joke. And
Yeah.
that was so engaging and so interactive that I decided that this is the way forward. I do not want to be in a wedding pandal trying to take pictures of fake smiles. Of course, there are some moments which are really honest and beautiful and candid, but to get those moments, you have to go through a whole lot of not so great moments. So to me, I did weddings. I definitely did weddings. In fact, like I did, I think three weddings. Yeah, three weddings I did, and did not like it. I still am open to weddings if it's a small one, like
Okay.
just under 100 people,
Yeah.
100,
Hmm.
200 people, I can manage it because
Hmm.
naming ceremonies and birthday parties are now that many. I mean, so many
Hmm.
people come and attend it.
Correct. Correct.
So when the number of people are so high, it's best that I mean, you get trained to it. There's so many people, so you have to take pictures. You have to get your best angles, your best shots. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting. But more than 200, 300, I kind of get like I'm out of place, and I
Hmm.
think I need a team. Like maybe some,
Hmm.
you have your crew, right? Like that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Great. Um, Tell us something about some good memories which have stayed 6 years into photography. What are those still some memories that you kind of cherish, or something which has stayed back with you? You do so,
Hmm.
you meet so many people, and I just wanted to know how it all kind of churns inside you, right, when you meet so many people. And yeah, so what is that something,
Um.
some moment that have stayed back?
Yeah, I think my journey as a photographer has not been easy. I say this because I have spoken to other photographers and I feel that they have had a hunky dory ride. I've
Okay.
had my first camera gadget stolen with everything, all my lenses. I've had so
Okay.
many difficult moments when I have sat, prepared the entire set, the handmade paper and wood and everything, and it's rained right there in front of me, and it has rained like bin bossum barsat kind of thing. Like it started just
Mm-hmm.
raining.
Mm.
Clients have made me wait for more than 1.5 hours in Cubbon Park. I've had so many cancellations. I've reached a or we've not completed
Mm.
the shoot, and so many different negative memories I do have. But what I always cherish is that every time something like this happens, I somehow, and I think I somehow motivate myself to do better and try and reduce such situations overall. So positive ones
Sure.
are basically connections that I have had is amazing, amazing. Like I love it because I was like these. Thank you, Puneet. Yeah, so this is the friend that I told you. He helped me with my
Hi,
like he's the
Praneeth.
one who introduced me to cameras as such, and then I ended up buying one because I was so fascinated by the camera that he had. Okay, so yeah, basically coming back to positive, lovely emotions, and that's connections. I think I connect with the babies really well, and some of the babies are very cute. You know, when you're leaving their place or once you've done a couple of shoots, you know, they just come running to you like, "Hi, Divya auntie," oh, all these things, you know, and it's so touching. It's so touching, and even parents. I mean, I have had amazing clients, amazing. No matter what happened during the shoot or something like that, the compatibility amazing. So
Yeah.
some of them have confided in me so much, like even helped me when I was going through a downtime in my, you know, with my emotions, and I was kind of borderline depressed, and a lot of things were happening, and I reached out to my clients, and my clients have helped me with that. So it has been a
Beautiful.
very two-way relationship. They've helped me. They've literally sent me gifts like, you know, calming chamomile tea home, or ordered for some stress buster coloring book, or given me earrings as a gift along with the pay that I have
Yeah.
agreed to do for. So over and above these relationships, I never got this kind of attachment in HP. I mean, I made friends, but I didn't make friends with like my clients, right?
Yeah.
So this was like amongst my colleagues. Yes, of course, you get attached. But these are my positive and most cherished moments of being a solo photographer.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I also, whenever I see people who are very self-dependent and who kind of ventured out on their own, I always think what kind of struggles or challenges they would have to kind of face. So, what were yours when you started off, and as an entrepreneur? What did you had to go through, and some insights on that which can help other budding entrepreneurs who are coming up right now?
Yeah, it's going to be harsh, and I'm going to be very honest and harsh. So don't sue me, but yeah. Firstly, do not count on friends. Okay, they are there because they love you, they'll support you. They will say, go ahead. They will pat your back when you get an appreciation. But don't count on friends for any kind of client build up, customer clientele build up, or other. You know, you're creating your own spread of like your marketing, basically your marketing. Do not count on your friends. Secondly, try and avoid getting into emotional as well as business relationships with your close ones. It's not a fair idea. You can do it with your parents. It's easy. Don't do it with maybe siblings also, but I don't think so. With friends, it's advisable, and don't expect much from them. They're going to support
Hmm.
you. They'll be there for you. They will have that drink with you after a hectic day. They will come and cuddle you when you're feeling all low. But don't expect them to,
Run your
you know,
business and be part
get
of
me
it and
clients,
kind of
man. You
thing.
know, yeah, get me clients, man. Why don't you get me clients? They won't be, because you need to have friends unless and until your friends are in the same field. I mean, not field. So let me say that, okay, now since you're also my client, right? But and now you're my friend, so that's okay. But if most of the times the clients itself will refer you to other clients.
Yeah.
So this is your route forward. Whatever
Yeah.
the industry is, whatever the product is, this is a very, very important thing. And I say it with no hatred, with no nothing against any of my friends, because They are not there to get you people like, hey, hire Divya Shirodkar. They're not going to do
Hmm.
that unless they see an opportunity. And when they see an opportunity, they will give it to you. But don't depend on them. That's not the way forward. Second thing is that you need to be recognized in a community. I got most of my gigs through a community called Moms of Bangalore. That was my initiation. I think most of them
Hmm.
know about it. Moya Caddy used to be the admin for that. And every time there was a requirement for a photo shoot, we would pitch in, like all the photographer would pitch in, why don't you check my work? Why don't you check my work? And then the client would have the option of choosing one of us. So you have to be sound and aware and there in a community. Be constantly updated. There are so many beautiful mediums these days. Social media is um, I think people are also using Pinterest and such things, and
Yeah.
lots of photography platforms. If anybody wants to be a photographer, I would say, but I don't see any field in which there's no community already created. Every field has a community created, multiple communities created, and you need to be a part of that and not only just be a person in the group but also participate. So you are spreading awareness of you being there and your talent.
Yeah. Yep.
And the third and the most important thing I think for anybody to start off is, don't start off until you know you have something to fall back upon. Do not. It's not about oh, you're so brave and you are so gutsy and all of that. It's not about that. If you fall flat on your face and God forbid nobody is there around you to support you, these funds will help you. And I'm talking only in terms of funds. It's not easy to start off something. If I have to start a business today, I will only start off because I know I have some savings in case this flops out, completely flops out. So no
Yeah.
point for stupid business.
Yeah.
So that's the top three things. So I was harsh, I'm sorry, but
No, it totally made sense. It totally made sense. So now coming back to the other P, your plants. You've
yes,
been, I mean, over the years, you've just, started off, and I think you've just progressed so well in being a plant mommy. So, what are the, how did it all start with plants?
okay, so there's a funny story, and this I think many people who know me for the last 6, 7 years will say. I used to hate indoor plants. I hate them. I used to
Really?
wonder why do people want to see mud inside the house? Like there's always mud. There's always soil. Okay. Then the other thing that creeped me out were lizards. Okay. So
Ah,
every time there are plants, there'll be ants, and then to eat the ants, you'll have the reptiles and the all these silly creatures come in, which look really weird, and it freaks me. Okay, it freaks me out.
yeah.
So I couldn't do that. So I had a very small house before in Kardaspura, and it was around 1 BHK, and it had a balcony, but the balcony was just enough for people to hang clothes and dry them.
Okay.
And although the light was amazing, I never thought that in that small place I could keep plants and also maintain it. And at the same time, creation was picking up. So I
Okay.
had invested in a whole bunch of props, and I didn't have any place to keep the props itself. So I was like, नहीं होएगा मुझसे. Plants, props, mud, water, no chance. And I live alone, so I'm very lazy. I will not be able to do so much of work and without a help and all, no chance.
Hmm.
So I decided that I will never have plants until I moved to this house, which I've now made very famous on Instagram because I saw this house in the night. I didn't know how much light comes inside, and but I decided that I'll have one room for all the creation props, so I don't see those props ever outside in the hall or in the place that I sleep. So I took a 2 BHK. Now this sorted a lot of space constraints, but it
Hmm.
also introduced what to do with the space constraint. So there was
Hmm.
so much space in the house, my voice used to echo. And then I was like, okay, and then I started living in, And I told the landlord that when you're painting it, please be humble and just paint it white. Do not paint any jazzy colors. I want to convert this into a studio. So
Studio.
my plan was to keep it as a home studio in case I get any home based shoot. And ideally, my location is also pretty good, and people can come here and get pictures quick. But that didn't happen. That somehow never happened. And although I gave options to my clients, all of them were comfortable in their own house. So I was like, okay, fine. It doesn't matter to me. There's an option like my house. And then the chase started with two plants I picked up. Just two plants. The balcony I have two. I have actually three balconies.
Wow.
And three of them are pretty big. Like one is small, two of them are really big. And I was like, okay, fine, let me just put two plants, and that's it. After that, you start going nuts. It's an addiction. It's like cigarettes and alcohol. Once you like it, you cannot give it up. But it's a good addiction. So it's a positive one. So I started with first 50 plants, or about a whole bunch of cactus, whole bunch of cacti,
Okay.
sorry, and succulents and basic herbs like neem, tulsi. I was trying to buy those kind of plants, which I could use for cooking because I love cooking too. And unfortunately, those were dying. I realized I was killing succulents one after the other, one after the other. So I gave up on that, and then I started reading about it and understanding what goes right, what goes wrong. And by then, it had bit me. Like I was buying plants left, right, center, trying to propagate them, buying seeds to grow. Slowly, now I'm also discovering what I really like to grow and what I should not be investing money on or
Okay.
investing time on.
Hmm.
So now the expense has not gone. I mean, it's not gone out. Of course, I buy plants regularly. Like monthly, I buy a plant. But with the lockdown coming in and all, a little financial strain is there. So you don't really want to spend too much.
Yeah.
But I like it, and what has happened is mostly I'm going to change the brand also. Currently, it's Life of D on Instagram, and
Huh.
everybody can, yeah, there's only plants there. So I think I want to change the name and make it plant based because all the queries I get queries from
Awesome.
strangers. So they are like,
I
tell me how
really
did
like your last post on the mango seed propagation.
oh yeah, I so many
That
people did it
was
after that. That was so
brilliant.
amazing.
That was
It
brilliant.
grew. It grew, and I realized that it's such a humble seed. It grows around bichara. कोने
And
में
we
रख के
kind of,
जाता है.
we just throw it in the dustbin. We don't even give it a try.
Yeah, and I also found a home for it. So I have two mango saplings, and my friend has agreed to, whenever she goes to her hometown in Kerala, she has a big courtyard and she doesn't mind taking care of this mango plant, and it
Nice.
becomes a tree. This is
Nice.
another concern. Like when you take a seed and you try to grow it, you need to know what you're going to do when it grows out of your balcony limits. So you can
Yeah.
just say, okay, usko phek do.
Yeah.
You can make a big tree out of it and you can bear mangoes.
Right.
So
Yeah, I love that. And the entire, and I was like, oh my god, we can do this.
yeah,
I should
and if
actually try that.
if you have folks in Bangalore who can take care of it, it's the
Yeah, take
best
it.
place to take the mangoes and go.
Yeah,
Because the southern part has got this tropical climate, which is perfect for mango.
mango.
So I mean, धूप भी है,
We
छाव भी
can
है,
try
doesn't
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally. So you and actually kids will love it.
awesome.
Kids will love it. So Vanshika can own a mango tree.
Yeah. But tell me something, which are your favorite? I mean, you just shared a little bit of generic, plants which you started off with and all. But which are the probably top five that you love? And, like for me, I love the Monstera a lot. And, I kind of had to hunt that plant down.
You're
And I
wearing a
got
Monstera outfit, by the way.
yeah, yeah. So I just love it. So what are these five such plants? And I also like the ZZ a lot. So what is it for you?
Um, I think I can show you right now. I've kept some
Yeah,
handy.
yeah, yeah. That will
So
be great.
this is the Nephtitis or Syngonium.
Oh
Um,
yes, these are
so
beautiful.
basically, I can grow anywhere. My friend who lived with me for a couple of days before she left the country, she left a big tea box, and
Ah,
it's a metal
wow.
tea box, and it looked very pretty to me. So I just made holes below,
Yeah,
and yeah, here.
good to go.
So and I just put this guy. I took this as a cutting from a nearby. I think it was just lying there, and nobody was really bothered about it. So I try to rescue plants if I see that they're dying, and I cut it off from the mother plant so I can grow it in a much better environment. So this one is one
Okay.
of them. It's called Syngonium. It's got heart-shaped leaves, and you get
Beautiful.
varieties in this.
Beautiful.
So this is one of
Looks
my
awesome.
favorites. Second, a cutting of
Snake.
a tongue or yeah, snake plant. So the gene, so it's actually called Sansevieria, which is the most
Okay.
commonly used name, and it's got different types. So I started doing. I mean, I have a huge one which I definitely can't bring here. It's very heavy. It's almost like 25 kilos. But
Huh?
this one is a cutting from there, and I put it into
Okay.
soil, and I always use either recycled or terracotta.
Okay.
So this is a
No
terracotta
plastics.
pot from Itsy Bitsy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do use plastic if it comes in plastic, and I don't throw it away because it's again waste of plastic. See, my funda is simple. If it comes in a plastic, reuse it as much as possible. Don't
Yeah.
just throw it away. What
Yeah.
people do is like, okay, we drank a bottle of water and we throw it away because say no to plastic. Arey, but say no to plastic means what? Use it until you don't need it anymore. It doesn't mean that you use it and then you throw it away. What is the point? I don't think so.
Yeah.
We still have a very good method of
No, no, no.
segregating plastic. I mean, even if we do it in our colonies and in buildings, I've seen the guy who collects the garbage. He puts everything into the same container. I have never seen him do heavy segregation as
Segregate.
such. I was like, why? And you won't believe it's also getting a little baby. This is how they grow. Can you see the little
Oh
baby here?
yeah. Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So this is how I'm propagating it.
It's
So this
good.
guy will be taller than the mother.
How long did it take to kind of sprout up like that?
I think the sighting of the baby was around a week back. Yeah,
Week
one and a
back.
week back. But I put it for almost, I think almost 20 days.
Yeah. So it
See,
kind of
first
takes a
what we,
month or so. Hmm.
yeah, it will. What we do is we cut it and we put it into
Hmm.
water.
Cut it and
And
keep
we wait.
watering.
No, first we dip it into water.
Oh, okay.
And
Then the roots come out,
yes, once the roots
and
start
then you
coming
plant.
out, then you put it into soil. So all that process takes around 20 to 30 days. And then this baby has
Hi,
come and now it's
Karuna.
going
Thank you
to.
for joining. Hi, Vidya. Thank you for joining. Hi, Shilpa.
I'll just give me, I'll get the other plant. 1 second, hold on.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Hi, Akhila. Thank you so much for joining. Vidya, hello. I hope you're enjoying the session with Divya, sweetest soul that I know.
The other two are here. So they're
Mm-hmm.
heavy
This
now.
is
Just water.
okay.
So this guy is our humble pothos money plant.
Yes, the cosmos.
And I think this is my favorite because it's so adaptable. It goes everywhere. I'll give you a
Yeah,
close up. So what I've
of
done
course.
with this money plant is because what happens is we have one part of it in the root and then we let it dangle, right? What I've done is
Yes.
I've made sure the whole root is inside so it can have
Okay.
multiple plants. So
Okay.
from
So the
every
roots
plant,
that actually come out from each leaf, right? The node.
yes,
You've
each
actually
node.
put it. So you've actually
So I
put
do it
all of them.
horizontally.
Oh, okay.
So now
Awesome.
from every node I will get a plant.
Generally, we
So
kind
this
of
is
let it hanging, right? And so it's not
yeah,
very dense, but it
yeah,
doesn't
but
grow very dense then. Yeah.
exactly. So this is where I thought maybe I should just continue
So this
pushing.
is
Now I'm
a good
pushing
tip for
down.
me. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, and you keep your eye open because once it starts growing, like this guy is growing, I can see the node. It's right here.
Yeah. Hmm.
So once it grows way higher, I will bend it inwards and put some mud on top of it. So
Wow.
let's
I've
see.
never tried this.
So let's see if
Good
it
one.
works. I don't know whether it works, but I've seen it works. So
Nice.
ये मेरे घर में तो कभी नहीं हुआ, अभी देख रहे हैं. Now the other one is the dumb cane, and she's a big girl.
Hmm.
It's called ये कहीं पे भी मिल जाएगा. This is a but it grew. In 2 years now, this has also, I have never, look at this, it's also got some flowers. It's blooming, which is, I've never seen it. So I was also surprised कि कौन सा दूसरा plant है भैया. And this is called a dumb cane or Dieffenbachia. And it's got a really nice shape on its thing. So these are my top five. I think I got one, two, three, four. And the
Awesome.
fifth one, I think I would say any cactus. Any cactus is
Okay.
like my another one. I'm trying to grow as many as possible, but it's not easy because cactus needs the least amount of observation. But when you water it at the right time, it grows faster. And people like us who have very low patience levels, we are like cactus, grow nahi ho raha, pani dalo, फिर मर जाता है वो, ठीक है? So it's like that. That's what I realized that we are supposed to be patient, let the plant do the talking. It will figure out. You know, she will figure out. So I have now this new habit of referring to plants as women because I feel I'm always saying she, look at that baby girl, and this has come from another guy. There is this really sweet uh, plant person by the name of Christopher, and
Okay.
I think he lives somewhere in America, but he calls them girls, and I keep following his text, and he's got this beautiful 1 BHK, and he grows so many plants in it, like the
Wow.
dream house basically. But when I saw it, and like I said, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, they're so adaptable. They're just like women. So I was like, you have a point. And I think this is a very good platform to say this. Like adaptability is
Yes.
associated with feminism. so
Absolutely.
so yeah. So
Superb.
these are my five plants.
My next question was actually on plant propagation, but I think you did cover a bit of it there. But tell me something like, when I try to propagate these plants, most of the time it's the patience that really kind of it's like you really need to have so much patience to really see them grow, right? So, what is the timelines of these very common plants to propagate, which you just showed us? What are the timelines like?
Okay, see the funda of propagation. There are two types of propagation. Okay, one is you propagate it in water, and the second one
Yeah,
is you propagate it in soil. That's it.
sorry.
Now, both of them work and both of them can not work.
Okay.
Simple logic is that with plants, it's never 100% ever because it's a living thing.
Yeah.
So you can't really assume that, ha, jiyega. Nothing can, you can't predict it. But you have to have, I've realized that the plants, you need to have a good intention with plants. It should not be just a piece of decor in your house. You need to be
Yeah.
responsible for its growth and for its health. If that feeling comes within you, you will be careful. Automatically, you first thing in the morning you'll do is you'll see the health of the plant. That kind of thing,
Hmm.
like how you treat your children, you treat your pets, you treat other things in life. So one thing is when you do water propagation, you have to clean the water. I mean, you have to rinse the water as
Okay.
many times as possible. Once in 3-4 days is an ideal thing. There are two reasons for it. One is the plant takes all the minerals from the water, and the water is as good as useless. The second one, and the most important one, is that it also is a perfect place for mosquitoes to multiply.
Hmm.
So, lots of mosquitoes, tadpole, I mean, what is that? Lava, you
Yes.
find them all over there. Okay, so you don't
Yeah.
need that. You keep washing it, drain the water out. You can take the, if you don't want to waste water, you can take that same water and put it into another plant which has soil. It's okay. You don't have to like throw it into the wash basin. You don't have to waste it.
Right.
Give it to another plant, no problem. But water propagation, plants should not have the same water for more than 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Maximum you can pull it off for a week. So that is the point one. Point two is only after you see a good amount of root system in water propagation, like you take a bottle like this and you put any plant into this and you can see the roots. When you see it, simple, you know that you can put it into soil. That's it. And it will take
Nice.
time. The plant will take time in soil to grow further because it's a new environment. Soil में क्या है कुछ भी नहीं है. You have to cut it. Whatever cutting or propagation you want to do, you have to wait for it to callus. Callus is basically when you get a wound, it dries up, right? That kind of drying should take place. Once that drying is done, like after 4-5 hours in the sun or maybe 1 or 2 days, or some people keep it, and then you put it into the soil. So क्या हो जाता है कि because of the moisture at the cutting, it has high chances of attracting bacteria and other kinds of microorganisms which you don't need, and they will interfere in the growth or the propagation of the plant. Hence, it is important that you let it callus and then you put it in the soil and you put some soil. Some people do it without it, okay? It's not that it will not work. It may not work because of this. It can get a root, it can get a rotting at the cutting. So,
Okay,
propagation.
fine. So yeah, it's a lot of patience, persistence, and care if you really want to propagate. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't think so. I spend more than maximum 45 minutes to 60 minutes on plant care every day, and I have only 150 plants a day. Around here.
Okay. I think great tips. A lot of people are trying, growing plants, propagating plants during this lockdown because everyone is at home. And my friends and so many other people also are now trying to, explore this side of joy of growing a plant. So I think great tips there, Divya. Definitely
Thank
people
you.
will be able to kind of take these tips and, try them out. So I think we are almost at the closure of our live today. So I just want to ask you of insight for the own Thea team. As you know, we are into handloom saris and jewelry, which are handmade. Anything for the team behind Own Thea.
See, I think it's a beautiful initiative. I like it when people have a platform created for others, and you grow together. So it's a community growth. It's not something where you do the work, I grow, or I do the work and you grow. There's nothing like that. So as a community, women will rise, and it's I'm not very feminist, and I'm saying it live. I believe in balance of everything. I don't like anything which is extremist. Basically, that's my point. And at the same time, I feel that many of us are. I'll tell you. I'll give you my example. I wanted to. I wanted to do something like this, like have a house, decorated, buy things for the house. I did not ever do this because in my head, an institutionalized mind of mine thought that I will get married. Okay. And then I will
Yeah.
move in, and in that house I will decorate because that house will be more mine than this house. And this was a thought process that I had till I was, I think,
Most
25
of
or
us
something
have
like that.
that, huh? By the way. Most of us have this
लेकिन
thought.
अब क्यों ऐसे सोच करना अभी तो वैसे ऐसे लगा लो हाँ 1/2 कर लेते हैं the problem of not owning things when you have to separate when you're living in a group and you have to separate is immense like साथ में खरीद लिया टीवी 10,000 का टीवी 5,000 अभी आप निकल रहे हो तो आपको कितना मिलना चाहिए this this math nobody has been able to solve you get the TV or you have to get like how much money do you pay so and forget this is like very trivial but I'm saying the mentality was such that नहीं खरीदना इतने expensive चीजें क्यों चाहिए अभी like maybe later on when I'm settled I didn't
Yeah.
realize that I was already settled now if I have to unsettle I have to do things so Um, that's why I feel that most of us are institutionalized women. I'm talking about because this is a women empowering group. We are not bad. You're not a bad person if you're institutionalized, and it's not bad if you have
Hmm.
your own opinions and your thoughts and your way of life. It's absolutely fine. But if at all you have people like Onthia coming and telling you that you create such amazing jewelry, why don't you sell it on our platform? We will give you the push. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? That is the thing that people need to come out of that shell. Otherwise, I've seen women, at least in another generation, I can say, because right now I don't know any women who are like suffering. But in the upper generation, I know many who are so talented, who are still so
Yeah,
talented, and all they did was cook for their children, um, made things that could be distributed during Diwali. Made jewelry, made little
yeah,
bonnets and beautiful knitwork and crochet for their grandchildren. But they never thought of making this like a business. Sell it to
yeah.
people. And,
Yeah,
uh,
share it with other people, share the joy of creating, and somebody else also kind of, and then it just goes multifold. It just is not limited to a family, it goes beyond.
yeah,
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 agree.
totally. And that's why I think I love the concept of Onthia. And at the same time, you're also associated, so I like you. So obviously you'll make a good choice. So it's like people should take a look. So that it's important. You have no idea how people, I mean, you're judged, right? You're constantly judged. And by different people, different
Yeah,
situations, kids also judge you, man. Who the hell are
yeah.
we? Like, kids are the most judgmental people. And they'll be like, I know mama will never do this. I know auntie will never give me. So it's like already understood and assumed. So when I know people in a particular community and I know that they are of a similar value system like mine, I obviously will trust the institute. I'll trust the concept, and I would want to invest in it, and I would want to promote it as much. That's why I was very happy when you asked me, like, can you come for a live? I'm like, happily I'll come. I love the
I know,
concept.
that
Can we
was
just
so
go with
sweet
it?
of you.
Oh, come
It was
on.
so
I
sweet of
could do
you.
it. I would definitely do it. And I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should have more and more people getting you more and more designer and beautiful stuff, friendly, and
Yeah,
it should
we've
be
just
it
it's
should
just
be
been
fun.
about 6 months. Yeah, it's just been about 6 months, and there's already a lot of strategy that is being put in, and we will see a little more structure by the end of 2020. There's a lot of things that we are working on now. So I just hope that what we all set out as our dream, we are able to realize, and that's more important, because this is something we are doing out of passion. It's not something where we are looking at it as a money making machine, but to really promote this beautiful handlooms of India, right? They are so, I mean, so beautiful linens, cottons, and you wear them, you feel just alive. And celebrate these colors, right? The jewelry to go with it. So we are actually what we're trying to do is celebrate women. And this is our passion, and we just want everyone to enjoy it. That would be our, realization from this initiative. So this is how we
That's
look at it.
amazing. I love the morals of this. I like the ethics of this company or a community.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Divya. It was a
Welcome.
wonderful, I think I can go on like this with you for the entire evening. I
Me
just
too, I
thoroughly enjoyed, and I did not realize how the time just went by, and it's about an hour that we've been
suppose.
chatting.
I came with
Thank
a
you
book
so
to
much.
prepare, and I have not written anything. I said, like, okay, let's go. I thought, okay, I will structure my conversations, and then I'm like, I think the questions are so close to my heart that I can easily answer them. I don't need any prep for this. But thank you for the
I thought
opportunity.
about Divya, and I had these things very clear in my mind, and I was like, okay, tell me about all this. What have you been up to? And you do it so beautifully, Divya, and so
Thank you.
effortlessly. That's so
Thank you.
inspiring at times. It's very inspiring.
So,
So keep doing the great job. And I
um,
am also seeing these beautiful pictures that you are also taking. I mean, every time I look at a picture, it's just so different in its own way. That's what I love about your work. It's
Thank you so
beautiful.
much. Means a lot. Ciao.
Chalo, catch you soon, and we'll have you back on
All
Thea
the best to
very
Don
soon.
here, and
Thank you.
hopefully we meet again after the lockdown. Stay
Absolutely,
away from
absolutely.
Corona, guys. Stay away from Corona.
I
There is
know.
nothing called as herd immunity. I repeat, there is nothing called as herd immunity. We will lose a generation.
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes.
think so. It's an our thing to do.
Yeah.
Chalo. Bye
Stay
bye.
safe,
Thank
stay healthy. Catch you soon. Bye.
you.